Guess what, beautiful people? Acting is the art form of life, and I'm pretty sure I've been studying it my whole life. I'm Pirvu. I'm a professional actress and journalist. I love the creative arts. I love learning, and I love imparting what I learned from this incredible, collaborative, connective medium. And when you study people for a living and appreciate academics as much as I do, you collect interesting life lessons worth sharing. Things I wish they taught in school. Like how to think, not what to think. Understanding our emotions by accessing and harnessing our inner resources. Finding that personal voice, our spark, and the confidence to share it openly with the world for all of our greatest benefit. So I created Pep Magazine, a digital wellness magazine geared towards inspiring youth to do just that. To put some pep in that daily step and make a mindful, positive lifestyle a priority. Pep Live became the next logical step. Welcome to the Bouncing Up Place, a weekly forum where we engage in meaningful conversations that educate, empower, and elevate. An open, safe space to be who you are, this completely interactive, judgment-free zone recorded every Soul Sunday on my Instagram Live account with anyone that wishes to participate, share, and learn from one another with kindness, sensitivity, and curiosity. In this episode, we tackle the concept of honesty, as in speak your truth, authentically, its significance within various relationships as a pillar for establishing trust and meaningful interactions, its significance towards ourselves, because we should always be honest with ourselves to be able to build anything in life, white lies and strategies for diplomatic honesty, fan favorite, and communicating with kindness, sensitivity, and respect honestly. Are you ready, sparklers? Let's Pep Life. Thank you so much for joining me. This is so much fun. That was, of course, the theme song from the awesome Netflix show Narcos. I'm going to plug myself in here so that we don't die halfway through. And I thought it would be a fitting start. Hi, guys. So wonderful to see you. Adelaide Kane, Portugal. Who do we have? Nicole Marin. Hi, gorgeous. One Stop Dance. How's it happening, France? What's going on? I got Germany in the house. Lisanne Moeller. Hi, gorgeous. Hi, gorgeous. I got Danielle. What's going on? I got Marty Ferreira. How's it going? Addie's React. Hi, gorgeous. Nice seeing you. Mwah. Thanks for being here. Started with a little bit of Narcos theme because today, of course, Narcos is the show based on the life of Pablo Escobar, who was a very known drug lord. And today we are talking about honesty. So I thought it would be a really fun, a little bit of Latin vibe going on for you all, just to start us off and get us in the mood for a really productive, awesome, meaningful chat, because this is what we do here on Soul Sunday. Oh my God, look at all my beautiful friends. My Brazilian friends are in the house. Oh, my little friend Kim is here. X Savage on Martin X. Mwah! Nice to see you, dearest. Thank you so much for joining us. You're the best. Adri, what's happening, sister? Oh my God, hi guys, it's so good to be here. First of all, I want to thank you so much for always making my Sundays. Thank you for your beautiful comments and your notes. And I'm actually really excited to unpack today's topic because I thought we could take it in so many different directions, and I genuinely want you to bring some scenarios to the table because honesty is a tricky topic, and there's a line for sure to be crossed between being brutally honest in a situation about something, which I think you should always be. You should always speak your mind and you should always be honest when you're expressing yourself. But at the same time, there are certain scenarios that, again, and we're talking about morality, we're talking about impulse, we're talking about a lot of different things here. And of course, who you're talking to makes a big difference overall But there's different ways to approach honesty in different situations, and I genuinely want to open it up and see what you guys think. So again, we're going to be talking about different kinds of honesty today. Honesty in different relationships, honesty with yourself, and what you put out there. And then, of course, I want to talk about those tricky scenarios where the line is gray, where, there's white lies sometimes that you want to be telling someone, or lying by omission. As in, let's maybe not say anything if we don't have anything nice to say kind of scenario. So we'll be addressing all of those. Of course, halfway through, in about half an hour, I want to see your beautiful faces. This is my favorite part of these things. I'm going to give you a heads up by the time I open it up, not just to your comments here, which I'm seeing, and they're wonderful, but I want to see your faces. I want to hear your voices. I want to see what you guys have to say on this and anything, okay? Because this is an open, safe forum to discuss absolutely anything that's in your heart. All right, without further ado, I wanted to start with some really interesting quotes that I found about honesty. So addressing the topic of honesty. So check this out. I thought this was lovely. Honesty is the first chapter in the book of wisdom. Kablamo! Isn't that lovely? Who said this? Thomas Jefferson. Honesty. Hi, what's happening, Luis Carlos? How's it going? I see Clara. I see Love and Pirvu. Hi, sweetheart. Con Carlos here. What's going on? Mwah! Lovely, lovely seeing you all. Thank you so much for joining us today. Honesty is the first chapter in the book of wisdom. Love this thought. Love it. What else? Michelle Obama says, and I really love this, we learned about honesty and integrity, that the truth matters. Okay, peoples? The truth matters. I believe this. That you don't take shortcuts or play by your own set of rules. This is what happens when we're in a community. That's how we coexist within a community. We all have to share, and we all have to collaborate, and we all have to understand and listen to each other. She goes on to say, and success doesn't count unless you earn it fair and square. Isn't that a beautiful thought? Victory in any way, shape, or form is always sweeter when you know that when you remember where you came from and where you ended up, where you landed. Okay? And it is always sweeter. It counts the most in your heart and perceived by everyone else around you when you have been fair in your dealings and you've earned it in a way because of that. Okay? Let me know what you think about that. And the last, another thing I thought was lovely, William Shakespeare, one of my faves, says, no legacy is so rich as honesty. How beautiful is that thought? No legacy is as rich as honesty. How lovely. Dutch Cup Canes. Oh, look at this. Addie's React says, your lives are so relaxing to watch on, so much funnier than my chemistry homework. Girl, get on that chemistry homework though. I love you to death, but you know how I feel about education and learning, and it's really important to get your work done, to be fair to your knowledge base, okay? But I am incredibly flattered and honored that you're here, and I don't want you to leave, so stay here. Love you. Dutch Cupcane says, I always thought I wasn't interesting enough, so I made up things to sound more interesting. But luckily I changed now. I might sometimes be too honest. They think I'm joking, but just telling the truth. I absolutely love this thought. And you know what, sister? I think that I was very much in the same pool as you. I was a little overachiever when I was young, and I always felt like I had to run before I could walk. And you said I felt like I wasn't interesting enough, so I made up things to sound more interesting. I didn't really make up things because I wasn't really too quick on my feet, and I was still learning English. But I always felt like I had to do more, be more, so I joined every club. I joined everything that I possibly could just to sort of, if people didn't like me for who I am, at least they could appreciate the many things that I'm a part of, and maybe one of those things will hit and they'll be interested in me. That was my thought process at the time. But I love this second half of your comment, which I think is the essential part. I luckily change now, and I might sometimes be too honest. I don't think there's such a thing as being too honest, my love. I think that in life, when we interact with each other, it's very important to be open and to be honest, and for each of us to understand and appreciate the fact that we all have a lens through which we perceive the world, and we're entitled to that lens. We're entitled to our opinions. Now we have to present them with kindness and sensitivity, and give each other the respect to understand that if we're not on the same page, that's okay, and it is okay, because every single human being is unique. Not anyone in the world is going to think exactly like you, but you will find those like minds that you can resonate with and relate to always, okay? So being honest, I think, is almost a responsibility in a way, because how else are we going to share of each other? How else are we going to share what is intrinsically part of who we are if we're not honest? And how else can we truly grow and build anything in this world if we don't have the foundation of who we are first and continue building upon it and collaborating with others? So there is no such thing as being too honest. But I love your comment, sweetheart. Dutch Cup Gains, you're brilliant. Love this. Brazil loves me. Oh, I love you too. Mwah. Vance Torrance, you're beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. What else? I'm trying to see if I missed any comments here, guys. You are so awesome. Adri_M9 says, what of those who use honesty to purposefully hurt others? Ooh, girl, you're diving right in. I like this. I like this. Okay. Here is what I think. There is a difference between being honest and being an asshole. I'm very sorry to be very blunt, but yeah, I think that, again, if you in fact use honesty to hurt others, you are not doing it with a kind heart. You're not doing it for a purpose. You're doing it for your purpose. It is not serving a greater purpose. It is serving your personal purpose to make either yourself feel better or either way. People that use language or actions to hurt others are manifesting a type of insecurity, from my personal experience, that sort of delves and is inside within them, you know. I think that at the core of all of this, in any exchange and in any relationship, we need to be aware of how expressing ourselves might affect others. And there's always a balance between how we choose to express ourselves. And please tell me what you guys think about this, because for me as a communicator and in my line of work, it is essential to sort of study how we all interact with each other. And oftentimes you'll make choices that you know probably will instigate someone else, will create a reaction in someone else in order to communicate a point if you feel like that point is not getting across. But again, why are you doing it? I think that it's very essential to take into account what you're saying, why you're saying it, and who you're saying it to. All right, let me give you a scenario, because I think, all right, this is going to be a very helpful example in how to assess a situation, how to choose to say a potentially hurtful comment because it's necessary. I was on set once, and I was in a group scenario where there were a lot of different people that were on set, a lot of different ages, and there were some inappropriate advances being made by an older gentleman who, again, European. I understand the European mentality, very forward, very, lively and passionate. And so he was assuming that his inappropriate comments to me were fine or were being well received because I wasn't coming back at him with, leave me alone, stop talking, or leaving, right? And then he was making some comments about me being very Canadian and being very nice and yada, yada, yada. I will never forget the scenario. And there was something in me at some point, and he was older. He was like in his almost 60s, I think. So it almost felt like I was speaking to my grandfather, and I would never snap at my grandfather. But there was a line that was crossed where the comment was so inappropriate, and I realized he was, hitting on me basically, but in a very like really straightforward way. And I said, please don't confuse my kindness for weakness, because what you're doing right now is absolutely deplorable, and I want no part of it. And I can speak up for myself. I just don't want to, I want to spare your feelings. I don't want to tell you to your face that what you're doing is unwanted and your actions are unwanted. But if I have to, I will. And I went on this tirade, and it was because I was pushed to a certain level, you know, where I realized, you know, you have to sometimes say very direct, hurtful, potentially hurtful things in order to protect yourself or stand up for yourself, or you know, give people the exact impression of you that they need to have if they are way off base with how they perceive the situation, right? So it's all about communicating and assessing that situation. But I will never forget that moment, because usually I don't snap at people and I'm not a mean person, you know, but it was just, sometimes you have to say hard, hurtful things in order to make or to get a point across and to be understood. And in many ways, sometimes, you know, being passive aggressive or being playful can be misunderstood by those that have stronger personalities and, you know, want something of you. So if the actions are unwanted, if the overall effect is negative, you need to be honest and speak up for yourself, even if it's difficult in certain situations. But remember, don't stoop to a level where you're just hurling insults at someone or losing your temper. You should always, 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 always approach everything with kindness and sensitivity. And that's where my heart lies. That was a very long answer, but yeah, that was one moment that I will never forget in my life. Plantsgain says, my friends sometimes think that I'm too blunt, but I completely just say the truth, and I'm not afraid of people's reactions. But I don't do it at all to be mean. I just try to be kind by being honest. Girl, beautiful words, beautiful words. I think that in many ways when we interact with each other, it's our responsibility to, again, take a step back and understand what is being said and the intent behind it, right? And you're right, I will always take an honest comment, honest criticism, honest everything from anyone, because you know you can trust that person. When that person is honest with you, and there's no games being played and there's no ulterior motives, you know what to expect from each other. You know to take that person's word as valuable. If we dilute our interactions with each other with untruths, or again, we just hold back on what we actually think and feel, we're not actually helping each other. We're not actually having a meaningful interaction in any way, shape, or form. We're not helping each other grow or understand ourselves better. When you put an honest truth on the table, and it's not with malice, so ill intent, it gives the other person an opportunity to rise up and overcome whatever sensitivities might be in their heart, and perhaps look at a different perspective in a way that they never have before. And you wouldn't have that opportunity and that potential for growth and understanding of yourself and others. Because usually when you understand others, you completely turn it on to yourself and you start understanding yourself better. You don't have that moment unless you're honest. So if we want to start walking the walk and being something in this world and standing for something, we have to start with honesty. Honesty has to be the foundation. That's my personal heart, you know, and I will always take an honest, direct, straightforward person whose intent I can tell is just that, pure honesty, over anyone that is playing games or trying to spare my feelings in any way, you know. Growing up as an actor, so I was telling you guys about my family. I love this about my family. I mean, sometimes it's tough, but like I know that my parents would come watch my plays sometimes, and they were always very supportive. And when you ask someone's opinion, and I always would ask, I would ask my dad, Daddy, what'd you think? And as soon as I asked, like if I didn't ask, he would be like, wonderful job, great. And I gave permission to get honest feedback, and I would say, what did you think, Daddy? And he said, well, you could have done better, you know, it was interesting, but you could have done better. Or my favorite, I think you're a better director than an actor, but you know. So I was like, oh, Thank you. That's wonderful. This is so great. But you know what? It's the truth sometimes. And the truth helps us, and again, gives us clarity and perspective to be able to assess the situation in a more realistic light and to assess where we want to go next, what our further continued avenue for growth might be. Something that if you don't have that in your life, you don't even think about, therefore you don't really grow, therefore you miss out on the most incredible possibly experiences of your life because of that, and then the growth that comes with that. So I've been used to always honesty, and I appreciate it more than anything. And when someone brings it to the table, it establishes trust, and trust is the foundation for absolutely any meaningful relationship you will ever have in your life. If you don't get that right off the bat, if you have reason to sort of doubt someone, or someone, you sense something weird about someone, that is your indication and your first red flag that that particular relationship is probably not going to be as productive or as meaningful, or even one that you should be a part of, to be honest. And I'm a pretty open and kind person in general with anyone, you know, like I make friends easy. But those that are close to me, my most favorite, I have 5 very, very, very good friends from university that I have kept very close to me, because those ladies are my lifeline. I can trust them with my life. Because why? We are always honest with each other, even if it's hurtful, even if it's, you know, because it's you're well-meaning, you're helping when you're being honest. What did I want to say? There was a comment here from Mathilde that I wanted to show. Mathilde shared. Mathilde Mint shared this with me on Instagram, and I thought this would be appropriate for what we're talking about right now. For me, honesty is related to trust, she says. Good girl. If there is no trust and honesty in a relationship, most of the time it doesn't work. I really think that it is at the center of any relationship. Boom, Mathilde. Mathilde just summed it up for all of us, and I could not agree with you more, sister. Now, Alexandria.marie.01 says, what if my honesty hurts my friends' feelings, but I don't want to lie to them? All right, babe, this is what I do, okay? This is like communication 101. Listen, Alexandria, let's say we're having a conversation, right? Alexandria, sweetheart, this is just my opinion, so please just take it with a grain of salt, take it or leave it. I'm one person, but listen, I think you really should reconsider what you're trying to do, and here are the reasons why. Again, this is just my perspective, and you're going to follow your heart, and you're going to do everything that you're going to do anyway, because, guys, the truth is, the only person you're ever in control of in this life is yourself. That is a base fact, okay? So, when you speak to your friends, when you speak in any kind of relationship, whether it's a parent, whether it's a teacher, whether it's anything, with respect, and you tell them, right off the bat, you put it on the table, I understand that this is my perspective, and we may have differing perspectives, but here's where I'm coming from with this. And I wouldn't do that, or I would do this because X, Y, Z. You explain yourself and say, but you, because at the core of everything, we each have a choice and we each have freedom to do what we want. You're going to do what you're going to do. Okay? But know that I love you, and know that I respect you, know that I'm going to be here for you, but I really don't think this is smart. If you put it in that context, I guarantee you nobody's feelings are going to be hurt. Why? Because you wouldn't be putting it in that context if you didn't care about that person anyway. And you would say, listen, I'm going to be really blunt. Set it up and be like, I'm going to be very blunt because you know how I am. But this is messed up. I wouldn't do it if I were you. Again, I'm just speaking from my perspective. I wouldn't do it if I were you, right? When you put it in that frame, if anybody, whether it's a friend or a family member or whatnot, is giving you a hard time about that, just know that it has nothing to do with you. It is their personal resistance that they're dealing with, their personal process. Everyone has their own process, and that's okay. And the least thing that you can do at the core is be honest with someone that you love and that you care about, because that's where it's coming from. You put it on the table, they're going to either take it or they're going to leave it. It is not in your control. What we often do in life is we share of ourselves, and we expect that we're going to get immediate results. And our friends or our family are going to take our opinions and they're going to take them to the bank, and that's that, because I am right and I know it. Ladies and gentlemen, please hear me from my heart. It is not about being right or wrong. It's about how we make each other feel. And when you think in those terms, and when you share your personal opinions with an honest heart, There is no way you're going to hurt anyone. Okay? Every single one of us has an opinion, and I will take a harsh opinion from someone who loves me any day over BS. Smoke up your ass. Any day. I don't even know what that analogy was, but you get it. You get what I'm talking about. I will take an honest, beautiful human that's speaking from the heart, even the harshest truths, knowing that they have my back and they mean well for me any day. Ellie Madaram says, if you do not tell the truth about yourself, you cannot tell it about other people. Woo-hoo, girlfriend, getting us in another category. So here it is, okay? Talking about ourselves as well. The way that you interact with others is a window into your personal relationship with yourself. And I have learned this over many, many years, working with different people, studying people, and what I do for a living. You know, acting is the art form of life. And it is absolutely true. It was very interesting. I remember having a conversation with someone. I'm from Toronto. I live in Toronto right now in Canada. And the mayor of Toronto, God rest his soul, he's passed away now, but there was a very notorious mayor of Toronto who, a few years back, who was discovered to have had many issues, you know, dealing with substance abuse, and there was some shenanigans that were happening in his business dealings, you know, taking care of the city. And I'm being very diplomatic in how I'm describing it because I don't really want to give you, the details don't matter. But the point was, I remember telling the person, you know, when they had discovered that he is abusing all of these different drugs and yada, yada, yada. The way that a person conducts themselves in their personal life is actually, at the core, very indicative of how they might conduct themselves in business, how they are likely conducting themselves in business and in all aspects of their life. Okay? There is definitely a distinction, and I will be the first to tell you, it is different. But the stuff of who you are shows pervasively through your conduct, through most of your conduct. Usually. So when someone shows you who they are, believe them. I really like that phrase because I think it's very true. And the way that you conduct yourself in your personal life is most likely the foundation of how you will conduct yourself in every aspect of life. You know, so yeah. So of course, some of the things that he was doing in government were shenanigans because look at what he's doing in his personal life. That was the point that I was trying to make, and I remember that being like a fascinating aha moment, just as an observing from a distance what the situation was, okay? So, Ellie Madaram, thank you for sharing this beautiful quote. If you do not tell the truth about yourself, you cannot tell it about other people. Lovely. Lovely, lovely, lovely. And discovering yourself and discovering who you are and unpacking and sifting and sorting your personal emotions and the things that you think and the things that make you who you are will help you immensely in making any kind of difficult decisions going forward and interacting with other people. Meredith J says, the truth is like a lion. You don't have to defend it. Let it loose and it'll defend itself. St. Augustine. Oh, beautiful! The truth is like a lion in the wild. What a lovely thought. What else? How do you feel about knowing your best friend? This is from Libby Kelland. How do you feel about knowing your best friend is being cheated on? Do you tell them or not get involved? Whoo, sister. Okay, listen. This is a very tricky question, all right? Because this is someone that you consider, you use the word best friend. When it comes to my best friends, I have a very tight circle of friends. So you have to look at it situationally, right? Depending on how you personally connect to people. My best friends are very deep, personal, honest connections, you know? And I treat people the way I would want to be treated. If I had someone that was cheating on me and my best friend didn't tell me about it, I would be heartbroken. And I would genuinely question whether you're my best friend or not. Now, the way that you present, I personally, and again, this is going to be just my lens, all right, let's acknowledge that, but I would, with kindness and sensitivity, say, listen, I come across some information, don't give too many details unless the details are welcomed and asked for. Ask for permission and say, I feel like It's my responsibility to tell you something. And I'm going to tell you as much or as little as you want, but this is what I know, and I would feel terrible about myself because I love you dearly if I don't. And go ahead and say it. That's honestly what I would do. I would get involved. I fight to the death for the people that you love. How else do you show that you care about them? You know, if your best friends don't have your back, who's going to have your back? The easiest thing to do in life sometimes is to just sort of pass it on and do nothing and let it be on someone else. Let it be someone else's responsibility. I'm going to be very honest with you guys. I think that it's very important for all of us to stand for something. I have a very strong moral compass and sense of justice. And just myself, just within me. And stand for something. Stand for something. Decide for yourself, you know what? I believe it is wrong for someone to mislead, cheat, hurt someone else like that. And that's coming from do unto others. You know, like if something like that was happening to me, I would want to know. So if that is your perspective, you know, and if you are of that heart, great. If you know for a fact, and here's the flip side of this, that your friend is not as aware as you are. And sometimes, you know that phrase, don't shoot the messenger? That happens very often when someone is not as emotionally in tune as they would like to be. Sometimes love blinds you, right? And when you're in a situation where you love someone, you don't want to hear the truth because it hurts. If you know that your friend is in a place in her emotional world where that information is not going to be received well, I would still attempt it. I would attempt to explain it because I'm your friend. Now, if you sense that information is not welcome, at least you tried. At least you followed your heart and it did the right thing for you. Your conscience can be clear. That's how I see it. But if you choose to hold any information back, I wouldn't do it not to be hurtful, because this kind of behavior is going to be hurtful either way. Look at it big picture, right? It's like she's going to find out somehow. And better it be sensitively from someone who loves you and has your back and is going to deliver the message with kindness and sensitivity than, you know, from another source that may not have that grace. So hope that's helpful. That's what I would do. Again, this is just me. Just me giving you opinions. People take advantage of politeness sometimes. Adri M9 says, yes! Isn't that funny? That is so true. Like, do not mistake kindness for weakness. This is one of the things that I will shout from the rooftops. Everyone has a choice. And I don't believe that we need to annihilate, obliterate, destroy each other with truths. I think that sometimes when your meaning is misconstrued by someone, just assess the situation. Some people have bigger depth of feeling than others. Some people understand more than others. Some people want to understand more than others. Other people just want to hear themselves speak. Sometimes some people don't even want to communicate. Some people just want to be heard, you know, and that's okay. As long as you can make that distinction and conduct yourself accordingly, that's all that matters. The only person we're ever in control of is ourselves. How are we doing on time here? I want to see some of your faces really soon. Katerina was taken says, my favorite quote is, honesty is one kind of smile. And I think it's true, because even sometimes truths hurt. I'm always grateful that person had the courage to tell me that, by the way, hi from Czech Republic. Hi, beautiful! So you said, I'm always grateful that person had the courage to tell me. Bam! Beautiful. That's how you know, in my opinion, that is a true friend. A true friend is going to tell you the hard things. Who else is going to tell you hard things otherwise? But again, you can do it with kindness and sensitivity. And so you preface it by saying, listen, I'm going to say something right now, and it has to be said, or it's true, and I want to say it because I love you. Boom! Say the hard thing. And believe me, it's going to be well received. Intent is everything, says Adri. Yes, darling. Crowning Fairy. I feel like for me, I try to be as nice as possible, but sometimes I find that I get to a point where I just snap and really speak my mind. Love you. Love you so much. You and I have a very similar personality. I want to caution you, and I want to just suggest as well, outbursts like that, any kind of an outburst or excess of emotion, means that sometimes we deny ourselves our own voice in the moment. This is why I'm a big fan of being in the moment and speaking your mind as you go along, not necessarily letting things build up so much to the point where you have to be extra hurtful to someone because you didn't speak in time, and so that momentum of negativity has grown so much that you're really going to hurt someone's feelings. Also, it's all part of our growth process. It's all good, is what I want to say, is that you have a kind, beautiful, generous soul. And kind, beautiful, generous souls don't want to hurt others. So, unfortunately, that's going to end up not speaking something that is on your mind is not necessarily, yes, it's not going to hurt the other person, but it's going to hurt you. It's hurting you because that buildup and that subsequent outburst is not a healthy way. It's building up stress within your own body, and it's not going to be healthy for you down the line. It is so much better, so much less stressful to speak your mind as you go along, understanding that when you speak, it has power. And yes, there's responsibility in it, but you should speak your mind. You should always speak your mind. And then give the other person the respect to respond, to have an opinion back. And that is how we have a conversation about something, and with courage. And instead of, basically, running away and just assuming that someone understands what the heck you're saying and where you're coming from, which people don't. People don't normally know where you're coming from. You got to explain that. And the more that we learn to actually communicate and describe how we feel and talk to each other, the better our relationships, the richer, the more meaningful, the more beautiful, and the more respect you will both demand and earn with people by doing that. And it's a wonderful feeling. It's liberating. It's free. You can get so much further in life by just being your true self. No matter how revealing or tough. Come through the other end of those challenges and those difficulties, and you will see the beautiful soul that you are. You will be empowered. You will feel wonderful. You will feel clear. It'll be easy. It should be easy to be you. And honesty is the first step of that. Honesty, Love Ann Pirvu says, is very precious. I love when people are honest with me because it is their thoughts and their opinions. So why not? Why not be honest? Isn't that beautiful? Yes, my sister. You know where it's at. Sometimes too honest can hurt people, says Gabby Wynn MCW. So calculate the amount of honesty you're using. Assess the situation. When you get in the room, read the room is what they say when we're in my acting circles. Read the room, okay? And this reminds me of a comment that Andrew Argentieri sent me on Instagram saying, check this out. If we build more windows and fewer walls, we will have more friends. Isn't that pretty? If we build more windows and fewer walls, we will have more friends. Stunning, stunning. And then he goes on to say, if people know we expect good things from them, they will in most cases go to great lengths to live up to our expectations. Wonderful, wonderful words. You know why? Because at the basis of honesty, so when you're not being honest with someone, you're what? You're afraid. You're afraid of their reaction. You're afraid of what they're going to say. You're building up these walls that we were just talking about. But if people know we expect good things from them, and if you do always expect that someone is going to react kindly to your honesty, they're going to respond well to honesty. What they don't respond well is sensing, because we're all animals at the core. We all know, we all sense our energy. Even if we're not aware of it, we can tell that something's off when someone's lying to us or trying to mislead us or trying to cheat us. and you sense it and you go, ooh, I don't like that person. So you can't lie anyway most of the time, because we're all, creatures that sense that, which is why you shouldn't, right? Expect good things from people. They will, in most cases, go to great lengths, so they'll rise up to the challenge to live up to your expectations. Thank you. Thank you, my dear friend Andrew, for sharing that. You are so right. Crowning Fairy says, one of my pet peeves is sugarcoating the truth. I hate when I ask people a question and they reply with a blatant lie. I understand how people want to spare feelings, but honesty to me is trust. Bam! Beautiful, beautiful. Now listen, guys. In that same vein, I'm a big fan of diplomacy. Here's what I do. And tell me what you think about this. But I love this. I hate when people sugarcoat the truth, is what Crowning Fairy says. And if I think that someone is just a complete jerk, I will sometimes sugarcoat that by making a joke. And I'll make a joke. I'll be honest in my joke. And some people call this passive aggressive, but I'll say the truth. I'll speak my mind. I'll say something to the point, and sometimes cutting with a smile or a laugh or something. And to me, that's being diplomatic, because you know what? Again, if I don't know you and you're just talking out of your ASS, then I'm not going to go out of my way to make you feel like you're an ASS. Some people do, and that's also hilarious when it happens, but I'm a big fan of humor. I'm a big fan of building up people as opposed to tearing them down. And sometimes, again, depending on assessing the situation, reading the room like we were talking about, if it's my close friend and they're being an ASS, talking out of their ASS, I'm going to be straight up. I'm going to also, be joking about it a little bit, but honest. You make a joke and you kind of just let it sit, and you look and you go, People get the point. People get the point. They're like, oh, you're trying to be nice about the fact that you think I'm an ass. Oh, great. But I find that that's more effective than trying to tell people what to think, how to act, what to do. The only person we're ever in control of is ourselves. And for me, influence, leading by example. I wouldn't want someone to just be a complete jerk to me, ever. And if there are areas of improvement in my personal character, presenting them with kindness and a light heart, as opposed to the weight of just, in that seriousness of the feeling of wrongness. It's just more inspiring. It inspires me to want to be a better person, So think about it. I don't know. It's not everyone's cup of tea. I also have so many people in my life that are incredibly blunt and just stoic, but then I know that's who they are, and I respect that. We should all respect what each other's natural tendencies are first and foremost, and be aware of them, and then that's how we assess each other. But if you're not even honest with your natural tendencies right off the bat, how am I supposed to trust you? I ain't gonna trust you. That's the problem, right? Oh my God, you guys, I love your comments so much. Lightwood Kane says, how was it working on Rain? I don't think I've ever heard you say your experience. How was the audition process for that show? Oh, sweetheart, you're so sweet. It was wonderful. Rain was one of the most amazing experiences of my life. And the audition process was insanely quick. I literally got the first episode. That's really what it was. It was the 2 scenes from the first episode. At like 7 o'clock at night, I was at an event, and I had a 9 a.m. the next morning audition. Go. It was like British accent, 6 pages, whatever it was, and go. And I did it. And then 2 days later, they were like, you're in, and you're shooting 2 days from now. So go. It was literally less than a week, and so quick and so wonderful. And I never looked back. So yeah, thank you for that beautiful reminder. Mwah. Let's see. SHTMI1 says, lies and secrets are like a cancer in the soul. They eat away what is good and leave only destruction behind. Cassandra Clare, this is so beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing that. I agree 100%. The only person you're hurting by holding anything back is really yourself. You know what I mean? Or if you're dishonest in your daily life, which, by the way, again, bleeds into everything else that you ever do and all the other interactions, it's a slippery slope. You know, if you're not honest with yourself, then perhaps, and most likely, you won't be honest with others. And that does eat away at you, because there will come a point, and hopefully you don't need to get to the breaking point of something. The line doesn't have to be crossed in order for you to start being your true self. And then creating positive momentum in your life because of that, you know? I love that. And so that quote that I just wrote from SHTMI1 is one of my favorites, she says. One of my favorite authors who also write. Beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing that, sweetheart. We also have to, Matilda, beautiful. We also have to be honest with ourselves, because we need that to know what our hearts want. We have to deal with our own person and don't lie to ourselves. Oh, what beautiful words, my lovely. More beautiful, beautiful words. I love you guys so very, very much. As Carrot.m says, I think being honest is an important part of our lives, because if you want the people to trust in you, you have to be honest. And that's how you show the world who you really are. Yes, my beautiful. I just love you. You're so sweet. Love and Pirvu says, what is honesty? Many children think honesty means you don't tell a lie, and that is differently part of being honest. That is a part of being honest. Beautiful. But honesty means more than not lying. A more complete definition of honesty, and I'm guessing you're going to tell me, girl, shows that an honest person doesn't do things that are morally wrong. Whoo! Such beautiful thoughts, my love. Such beautiful thoughts. When you're honest, right off the bat, it shows that you have a moral compass. It shows that you are worldly. It shows that you are aware outside of yourself. It shows that you are a part of society. You want to be a part of society, because we are all communal creatures at heart. And whether we like it or not, we all must interact with each other on a daily basis. And yes, being honest is the only way to offer something meaningful to these interactions and into the world. And again, it'll vary. It'll be different. How you are honest with your family, depending on how close you are with your family. For me, in my personal family, my dad always said something that I never forgot. And he talked about us being a little circle, our family being a little circle. And inside the circle is safe. You know, we can speak our minds all the time. It doesn't, hard, good, bad. It is a good thing, because no one else is going to be as honest with you. Right? The easiest thing we can do is just ignore each other's true feelings and fluff each other's feathers and move on, if you want. Some people don't even go to the lengths of that. And to me, being in the circle meant that honesty is going to be in my best benefit and going to carry me further in life than anything else. I have carried that same mentality with my team, both my manager and my agents, and you have to. It's essential. It's essential, because if you can't have those people that you trust and have your back to be truly honest with you, are you really going to grow? Are you really going to trust? I love you guys so much. Oh my gosh, this is so wonderful. You know what? Shoot, we are running out of time, which is not good. So let's take some live pop-ins right now. Who wants to speak to me? Genevieve 59850. Emmeline Collard. Okay, sweetheart, here you go. Genevieve, unable to join. Oh no, what happened? We got a little out of whack there. Dutch Cupcanes, my beautiful. We are adding Dutch Cupcanes to the conversation. Da-na-na-na-na. Waiting for Dutch Cupcanes. Oh, it's taking its time. Waiting for Dutch Cupcanes. Oh, there we go. Let's see. Let's try this again. Love and Pirvu. Oh my God, can I do this? Oh my God, it's happening. Love and Pirvu. I have added you to the conversation, my lovey. Accept that. Accept that right now. I want to see your gorgeous face. Waiting for Love and Pirvu. Sister, get in there. Get in there. Accept that. She's like gone. She's like, I'm off to the bathroom. Oh my God, we are not having luck today with these live pop-ins. Oh, it's working. Oh, this is so exciting. Oh, girl, my heart right now, my heart is going to explode. My heart, my baby. Hi, sweetheart. We did it. I'm so excited, my love. Happy Sunday. I'm honestly so excited right now. This is like the best ever. And why is it loading? I'm losing you on this side. I'm getting you back. I'm getting you back.
It's such a pleasure.
My babe, I love you so much. I'm so excited to finally get to see your gorgeous face. You got to get closer to that camera, sister, because I can't see you well. I'm like straining. I'm like, ooh, ooh. Oh no, what happened? We lost her. No, we're getting her back. We're getting her back. Where did she go? Where did she go? Oh my gosh. I'm gonna cry right now. No, my sweet babe. Okay, listen, I'm coming back to you. I'm coming back to you, okay? Grow up, it's a trap. Are you ready, sweetheart? Grow up, it's a trap. Let's add you to this. Waiting for grow up, it's a trap to talk about honesty. Hi, sweet girl. Hi, my dear love. How are you?
God.
First of all, your name is amazing. I think we need to like highlight that. Where are you from, sweetheart?
I'm from Israel, and my English is horrible. Oh my God.
Your English is beautiful. What are you talking about? You look fantastic. Thank you so much for popping in today. It's such a pleasure to see your beautiful face.
And oh my God. I love you so much.
I love you too, darling. Thank you so much for everything. You're the best.
Like my heart is beating so fast. I can't believe. Oh my God. I love you so much. Like I have like a picture of a person who inspired me, and like you are in here. I will show you. You are.
Oh my God. I love
have
you.
So many people like Walt Disney and all, and you are here.
This is the most lovely thing. You honestly just made my Sunday. That is so sweet. Thank you so much. It means the world to me. It honestly does. It means the world to me that you're here right now and that we're talking about something that matters. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Have you been watching some of the conversation?
Yes.
What do you think about
I
honesty?
can't believe I'm talking to you. It's.
Isn't this the best? I love Instagram. I love it. What are your thoughts on honesty, my love? Are you an honest, blunt person by nature? Like, do you like say it like it is, or are you kind of?
I'm honest. Sometimes too much, but I think it's. I think it's important to be honest to yourself. Like it's like the conclusion that I came, like from this conversation. Like it's the most important thing to be honest to yourself and to your friends. Like they are the people who is the most important to be honest to.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And if somebody, it's so funny because I feel like sometimes in life, you know, we're all at a party or we're all like on the street and we notice some behavior that we're like, probably shouldn't be happening, or things that shouldn't be said, right? But then there's a dilemma, right? Do you speak up? Are you that person that's going to like make someone feel uncomfortable and point out something? Or do you just sort of let that slide, right? And then I think that in an interesting scenario, if somebody comes at me, and for whatever reason, people just always come and talk to me, you know? If somebody comes at me and tells me something weird, I'm going to speak up and I'm going to make a joke about it. That's just my personality. I'm going to be like, all right, if you're coming at me and you're being rude or you're being straight up, making a judgment or an opinion that's not coming well-meaning, I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to point it out. But am I going to go out of my way to try to teach you how to be a good person? No. Right? Because it's oftentimes we feel like if we speak up in that way, it's to teach. It's to help someone see something in a different way, right? But am I going to go to the lengths of that knowing I don't know you? I don't know your capacity. You know what I mean? Like, not you personally, but like, I don't know that. And I don't know if it's going to be well received or not. So why not just keep my own opinions to myself until absolutely necessary?
I agree, but I don't know. I agree with you, like in all the thing, like make it fun of it and making it joke if someone come at you. But like I don't know what to say. Like I view it like if like I don't know what to say. Like
take your time. You got it.
Like your friends, like it's really important to be honest with them and not coming to like teaching them what to do, but like your friends, like your family, and you need to support them, you need to get them back and make sure that they're telling them if you see that something is not not good.
Yeah. No, absolutely. You know why? Because the most meaningful relationships bring out the best in you, right? This is what you're trying to say.
Yeah.
So like your friends
Exactly.
and your family, the only reason you have a relationship with them is because you also want the best to be brought out of you and bring the best out of others. Those are the only kinds of meaningful relationships you should ever engage in, right? And so you're absolutely right. And thank you for highlighting that. And setting that tone, right, and always being honest about that is going to make you a better person. It's going to make them better people, their best selves. I want to be my best self always, you know? And if I'm not hitting that mark, if I could do better, I always want to know. Because otherwise, how can you know if nobody tells you, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, but it's how you say it, right? You don't have to be a jerk about it.
Yes.
Gorgeous. Thank you so much for popping in today.
Thank you. I love you so much.
I love you with my whole heart, and I will see you next Sunday. Thank you for this. You're so smart.
You're
so smart. Bye, beauty.
Bye.
Do we have time for one more? Oh my God. Okay, we have time for possibly one more super quick, super duper quick. Who? Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Fairy lights. That's something. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Let's see if we can do this in like T-minus 2 minutes. Connecting. Oh my God, it's connecting. My gorgeous! Girl, you looking good. What's happening?
It's my mom and my boyfriend's birthday parties today.
They're both born on the same day?
My boyfriend was born like tomorrow, so like the 19th, but he's working, so we're going to celebrate today. So
oh, that's amazing. Girl, tell me your thoughts about honesty. We got like 2 minutes. I love you.
I remember like growing up, it was always very hard to be like honest like with my family. I always was more honest like with my friends. And even now it's like sometimes hard for me to like share how I actually feel with people, because like I don't want to like upset, because sometimes like obviously things happen that like upset you, and like I don't want to like bring the mood down of the group by like telling people how I actually feel. Like when my dog died, I was like really depressed, and I would be out with my friends and I would just like basically like shut down and I wouldn't like talk at all.
Oh, my love.
So my friends were like, "What's wrong with you?" And I was like, "Nothing."
And they could tell, right?
Yeah.
They could tell something's off. This is what I mean about energy. People know when you're lying or hiding something anyway, right? Not that you were lying, but...
Yeah. Eventually, like, I did tell them, and I found, like, it was healthier for my brain just to, like, talk to them about it, because, like, I was getting, like, really upset, and I would be fine when we were, like, in the dorm, but, like, if we would go, like, out to eat, I would just, like, stop talking and just, like, be on my phone and just be like, I'm not going to talk to anybody. So it wasn't healthy for me to, like, not be, like, honest about my, like, emotions. So it's definitely like even just like lying to people. Like obviously lying is bad, but just like sort of like lying to yourself about your own emotions and like hiding them from other people, it's not good.
Yeah, girl. I love you so much. They're giving me like literally 1 minute right now. Thank you. We're going to end on that note because I think that's such a wonderful note. And I am so grateful that you popped in today and made that beautiful point. And I promise to see you again next Sunday. Mwah!
Bye.
Love you so much. Bye,
Love you.
sweetheart. Guys, thank you from the bottom of my heart for joining us today. I cannot tell you how lovely these types of conversations, how much they warm my heart, and how important I think they are. Ooh, we are literally at a minute. I want to say that it's important in life to stand for something. And if there's any takeaway from today's conversation, I want you to, exactly like Fairy Light pointed out, understand that the way that you conduct yourself and set a foundation with people, so i.e. being honest all the time, means is a reflection of how you treat yourself and it will reflect on your personal confidence and on your personal output and success in life. So be honest. Put your true heart into everything that you do, 110%, and it will come back to you in a positive way tenfold. People sense being manipulated, being lied to, being misguided always anyway. So why not put your best foot forward, aim to grow always in life, and lead with honesty? That's true courage. Be courageous enough to be yourself, and wonderful, wonderful things will happen in your life. I promise you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for joining us today, and please join us again next Sunday. To find us on all socials, we are at Pep Mag, at PEPMAG, and of course, Pirvu, at ANNPIRVU on all social, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. All the best!